Hey, what's up, y'all? Thank you for viewing my channel. Hope you enjoy. Hey, what's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning into my channel, Showtime with Portia P. We're gonna be reviewing Love After Lockup, season 1. Well, shit, I don't know what season it is, but look, we on episode 1. But yeah, so we open up this episode with Brittany and Key Rock. Brittany is like super excited that Key Rock is going to be released from prison. She's on the phone with her dad, and she stated that she recently started talking back to him, I guess after they found out she was gay. And well, I don't know if to call her gay since Key Rock is a man, transitioning man, but you know, even though I'm a part of the family, the LGBT family, I am confused about if it's a straight relationship or a gay relationship, because Brittany family did, kind of got upset with her and haven't been talking to her, but she did state that she has regained contact with her father. And they're talking, and, the father is all like, he hopes that Key Rock has learned his lesson, and that, he doesn't revert back to his old ways, because it is easy to do, when you're fresh out of prison, especially because a lot of times those guys can't find jobs. And so they revert back to what they know. And that is, unfortunately, a life of crime. So Brittany is getting ready to pick up Key Rock. She's like super, super excited. I think she's a really sweet girl. She seems to love Key Rock very, very much. I hope Key Rock does right by her, because she seems like a good girl, even though, they had their things in the past with cheating and all that, but, people can learn. So, Brittany, let me see. Yeah. So, we are introduced to Key Rock's mom. She seems really sweet as well. Her and Brittany seems to have a great relationship. They're joking back and forth in the car. Brittany is on her way to pick up Key Rock from prison. There we meet Key Rock. She finally gets out, and she shares a little bit of her past with us. Seems like she got put out of the house for being gay. I guess her mother may have turned the new leaf, because she seemed to be like a loving, caring mom now. So I'm not sure what was going on in the past, but yeah. So Key Rock's telling us about her past and what, led her to prison. And basically she said that after she got kicked out of the house, she became a stick-up kid, and that I guess she was setting people up to rob them. And 7 years later, she's getting out. So Brittany and Key Rock embrace, and it is the sweetest thing. You can tell that Brittany really loves Key Rock. So fast forward, they are going to meet the mom. This is going to be the first time that Key Rock meets his mom as a guy. And so he's a little nervous about that. But surprisingly, the mom welcomes him with open arms. And they have a sweet embrace. We found out that Key Rock's mom has been dealing with breast cancer. And Key Rock feels very bad about that, because while her mom was dealing with breast cancer, she was in prison, and she feels like she should have been there for her mom. So she apologized to her mom for not being there for her when she needed her the most. And then then Key Rock states to her mom, Tammy, that Brittany's parents aren't exactly 100% on board with the relationship. Oh, rewind. Key Rock did ask his mother if she was okay with him and Brittany getting married, and the mom said, of course, 100%, you know. And so then Key Rock, you know, tells his mom, hey, you know, Brittany's family isn't, you know, 100% on board with our relationship, and we don't know that they will be there at the wedding. And Miss Tammy said, well, I'll be there, you know. And I know that made Key Rock feel good, because a lot of LGBTQ plus elemental P, listen, they don't have the support from their family. A lot of them are kicked out of the house, which Key Rock did state that she was kicked out of the house. That's why I was a little confused. Maybe Tammy, came around. But yeah, I think that's cool that Miss Tammy's gonna be on board, whether Brittany's family is there or not. I think that is super sweet. Okay, y'all, so our next couple is Renika and Asante. Rest in peace, Asante. So we open up this episode and Renika is still waiting on Asante to get out of prison. She's been waiting all day. She did have to pay $3,000 for him to get out, so she's just waiting for him to get out. While she was waiting on him, his auntie called, and, you know, towards the end of the call, she like, you Asante's auntie, right? And the auntie says, no, I'm his girlfriend. But instead of Renika getting upset about it, she just kind of gets off the phone and she's all like, I'm not gonna let that ruin my day. I think Renika is very, very bizarre. Like, girl, you don't have no self-esteem. You're not gonna ask this lady how long you been his girlfriend. You're not gonna ask, like, how long y'all, you know, like, what? I just don't understand that. So Asante finally does get out, and they hug and embrace and stuff, you know, whoop the whoop. And so while they're riding down the road, she's asking him, like, he gets a phone call while he gets a phone call while they're riding down the road, and it's his auntie again, girlfriend, auntie, I don't know at this point. Of course, he denies that his auntie is his girlfriend. He's like sticking to his guns, like, that's not my girlfriend, that's not my girlfriend. Renika. Look, I don't know, but he basically kind of talks her into into believing him. He really didn't have to put up a good, hard fight. I really believe that she has the D on the brain. That seems to be all that she is talking about this whole episode. The D. I'm horny, or I need some. I ain't had nothing in a long time. So, in a way, I feel like she's getting exactly what she deserves. If that's all you care about, then that's all I'm gonna give you. And she really can't be surprised if he doesn't take her serious in the long run, which it doesn't look like he is. Let me see. Yeah. So we pan in on Asante, and he states that being in jail is the closest thing to death, which I found very gloomy because he did pass away from running from the police, allegedly. And so, yeah, when he said that, it made me really think like, dang, you know, that's kind of messed up that he actually went out like that. But, you know, some people would rather die than go back to jail. It seems like Renika and Asante have like a love-hate relationship. They're arguing like the whole ride, then they're doing like sweet nothings to each other. I can't wait to do this to you and do that to you, but you know, in a passionate way. But so they finally do it, and then it shows like at the end, him getting up like in the middle of the night and leaving, and it kind of like ended the episode like this. So I can't wait to see what happens next week. So that's it for them. We're gonna start with our next couple. Who is our next couple? Let's see, we got a new person, Sheree and Anthony. Sheree introduces herself. She's saying that, you know, she's always dated the bad boys, so to speak. She stated that she met Anthony when they were both 14 years old. I think they dated for a little bit, but he kind of wasn't done playing around, so they kind of broke up. But he's been in jail for he's been in jail for a little minute now, and they reconnected on Facebook. And so yeah, I think that's pretty cool that she actually knew him before you know, he went into prison, and she's just not now meeting him, you know, like most of the other couples. So Sheree, she opens up the door to her house, and Anthony's mother is there cooking food, and she's like, what are you doing in my house? And the mother's like, I'm cooking, you know. So I think that Sheree is gonna have a problem with her maybe showing up unannounced. And yeah, she did kind of like check her on there, like, hey girl, next time you come, let me know. Well, I think she even mentioned getting the key back. They're both talking about when Anthony gets out. Anthony's mother, she kind of feel like that Anthony needs someone that's gonna stay on his you know, his butt when he gets out and be on top of him. And I think that Sheree has like a different approach. I don't think she feels like she has to be right on top of him for him to stay in line. All I would say is that if someone wants to do right, they will. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, you can holler, you can preach, but if they don't want to act right, then they're not going to act right. So I think the mother, I don't know if she haven't accepted that or not, but if he wants to stay out of prison, he will. And if he don't want to stay out of prison, he will. So that's what I think about that. Let me see what else going on with them. So we found out that Sheree is throwing a party, and she invited a guy named Rich to the party. We found out that Rich is her baby's father, and I feel like she did that to be petty. She did say that out of her own mouth, that she did it to be petty. Because Rich was always saying, see, if your man wasn't locked up, this wouldn't be going on, or you'll have somebody to help you out in this situation. You know, kind of like throwing it in her face that Anthony was in jail. And so she invited Rich to Anthony's coming home party because she wants him to feel bad. But I got a feeling that it might backfire on her. I'm not quite sure. But it's like you trying to hurt this man, but your man might be hurting you when he see Rich at that party. So we find out that Sheree's family thinks that Sheree and Anthony are legally married, and we find out that that's not the case. We find out that she faked a marriage certificate to Anthony, because at the time when they were gonna get married, we found out that he is already married. Now, Sheree's excuse is that when Anthony went to file for divorce, he thought everything was final, but it wasn't. Which I feel like, I don't know if I believe that. I feel like she is telling us this lie because she wants to make herself look better than, hey, I was sleeping with a married man. So they say they said that Anthony's not married anymore. Then on one instance they said that he was married. So it's just like, which one is it? It's just a lot of confusion right there. So I don't really know what to believe. But yeah, I think that's all that happened with them. Our next couple we're gonna talk about is Andy and Brittany. Andy is there with his son at a hotel room, and they meet Gracie, which is Brittany's daughter, there. And it's like the day before or the day of her release, Brittany's release from prison. And so they're all gonna drive down there to meet her. Andy is like setting up balloons and stuff on the bed, and he's like super excited. But Andy, why did you get your son to help you with that? It seems like so intimate that you should be doing it by yourself and not with your son. But I guess he got to learn some romance somewhere. I don't know, maybe to help him out. But we noticed that while Andy's setting up the balloons and teddy bears and stuff, he sticks like $500 down in the teddy bear, and he's like, oh, that's her money. So we just like, bruh, you paying for it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like. Like you can't like just get her these teddy bears and these flowers and balloons without you having to give her money. Like, that's what she's there for at the end of the day. Like, come on now. Like, better than that. It seemed like you're trying to pay for her love. And when that money run out, I think she might be running out too. I'm not quite sure, but I really think so. What I was gonna say. So Andy, for those who wasn't there in the last season, Andy is introducing himself again. And one thing Andy gonna do is tell us that he was a former police officer. He ain't gonna do nothing else. He gonna let us know that he was a former police officer. So he's introducing himself and telling a little bit about his past. We found out that his ex-wife was an addict, the mother of his kids, and she ran off on him. And I think that's why his family and friends are a little bit apprehensive about him hooking up with Brittany, because that is what she went to prison for, was drugs. So we're hoping that the same pattern doesn't repeat itself. So they're on the way to the prison to pick up Brittany. Everybody seems to be happy. Brittany's daughter is like super excited. I could tell that she really misses her mom, and she's very hopeful that her mother will do right this time. And I really hope so too, Let me see. Andy did state while they were driving up there that he did not want to get between Gracie and Brittany's relationship. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully he gives them some space to kind of get to know each other too, and doesn't acquire all of her time, even though they're in a relationship. It's all about balance, right? So we find out that you know, when they get to the prison, that they had some type of lockdown going on. So they have to meet Brittany down the road, which is fine. You know, they're waiting for like 2 or 3 hours, and then she finally comes. She loves the gifts. She hugs her daughter immediately, which I thought that was pretty cool, because a lot of these women would have went straight to the men, but she went straight to her daughter, and I respected that a lot. Gracie was like really, really happy. When Brittany gets out, we hear more of her story, you know, like of her background, and she kind of introducing herself and letting us know what she's about, you know. And yeah, she just had a history of like breaking the law, and she was like, all the police officers know her from the back of her head. Like, she's just done, had a bunch of run-ins with the law, and you know, been in bad relationships. And she feels like Andy is a good guy, and she does want someone stable and someone to keep her in line. You know how I feel about that. Like I said before, nobody can keep you in line. You have to want to keep yourself in line. So that's how I feel about that. Our next couple we're gonna be talking about is Louis and Melissa. So Melissa's been knowing, okay, so a little bit of the backstory. Melissa and Louis met in high school. He was like the popular guy, and she was just, you know, herself, and I think she just had a crush on him. And I really feel like she likes the ideal of him, the idea of dating the popular guy in high school, like reliving her youth or something. I really don't think she's really feeling him like that, but we'll see. So we open up Melissa with, well, look, so Melissa is meeting her dad and sisters to talk about Louis and him getting released. And man, when I tell you, her sisters look just like her. Her sisters look, everybody look alike. So they're there with the sisters. She's there with the sisters and dad. And they're kind of like ragging on Louis, and the dad, he immediately gets up and like, hey, I gotta go to the restroom. And she's like, what? You know, because they have started talking about Louis. So when he gets up from the table fast, she's like, what's going on? And he's like, he's on drugs. And she was like, he's not on drugs. And the dad like, well, that's what he told you, and you believe him. So the sisters aren't exactly thrilled that she is dating Louis. They feel like she could do better. You know how I feel. Like, he didn't want you back then, but now he wants you when he locked up. And so they start talking about his teeth and how he ain't got no teeth in his mouth, and how it's due to drugs. And I think that made Melissa a little self-conscious or something, because she was all like really taking in what they were saying about him missing his teeth. And then the dad is so funny. He like takes out his little partials, and he's like, this is how Louis is gonna look. So you better get used to it. And so they just like spent that whole time just like talking about him and him not having teeth. And we find out that Melissa and Louis' mom aren't exactly cordial. Like, they don't get along. Louis' mom seems to have a bad attitude. She wants him to choose her over Melissa. The mom even stated that if he has to choose between her and Melissa, it better not be a choice. She feels like she's done his bid with him for these 14 years that he's been locked up, and who is this girl to come in here last minute to reap the rewards. Now, what rewards it is, I have no idea, but it seems like Louis' mom is going to be a problem and going to be a wrench in their relationship. Let me see. So yeah, we ended that scene with Melissa. She's on her way to pick up Louis, and she's just talking about how Louis' mom intimidates her, and you know how they don't get along well. Well, we'll see how that go. It really wasn't much there. Let me see. Have we covered all the couples? Let me look. Hold on. Did we do? Yeah, I guess we did do everybody. I went through it pretty fast. Well, anyway, you guys, thank you so much for viewing my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace.